for Jude Pritchard is injured. Saw Nicky Vaca out there in his Letterman jacket rather than the normal set of pads earlier in this game during the coin flip. So won't be with the full complement of wide receivers that he's going to be looking for as Santa Ynez comes out here on the 2nd and long, about 2nd and 12, as going to be Pritchard in the gun once again with the running back by his side.
Pritchard takes a shotgun snap, throws out to the left side down the flat, and trying to get the hurdle is DeForest, and that is pushed out of bounds. And we fixed our audio issue. We do apologize for no sound. We're a two-man band here, and sometimes we had some issues, and we had some technical issues early on as we're dropping frames. We're trying to get the best of we can here. Appreciate you being with us. Audio issues, and we're back with it. Steven, appreciate you being with me tonight.
As always. Right there, we just saw Dallas DeForest take off, and you can see why he's one of the top running backs in the Mountain League with that big hurdle near the line of scrimmage.
Pressure coming from Connor Lopez on the left side. Pass over the middle, nearly intercepted. And getting his paws on that is Jaden Nozil. And that brings up 4th down and the kicking unit, or that punt unit for the Santa Ynez Pirates. And out to punt this one away is Emmanuel Sanchez, the 5'9" junior. And back to return for Mission Prep is going to be Terry. Ball rolls down to the 27-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10, Mission Prep.
If Mission Prep's got an advantage in this game, it's going to come through the run game. The Santa Ynez defense isn't so strong in the run, and they've allowed yardage of all variety through their 3 games. As I said again, they're all against local Ocean League teams. Santa Ynez has played Santa Maria, Morro Bay, and Cabrillo so far, and Santa Ynez has allowed 401 yards against Santa Maria and 454 yards against Morro Bay. So not a defense that's necessarily stout up front as far as stopping the yardage.
Tight formation at the line for the Royals. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Keeping it himself is the quarterback. And not able to find a lane is Thomas Glenn. And it's going to bring up 2nd down for the Royals, a loss of 2. We're in the first quarter, 9:12 on the clock. Clock running on the Royals' first possession as Glenn heads to the sideline for the next call.
I wouldn't necessarily discount the Santa Ynez defense quite yet. Coach Josh McClure is one of the best defensive minds on the Central Coast. I put him and Dustin Davis probably as the 1 and 2 as far as defensively minded head coaches around here. Of course, Dustin Davis, the head coach at Pioneer Valley now. For a long time, he is a defensive coordinator at Lompoc. Santa Ynez has played Lompoc a lot and usually looks pretty good when they do so.
Officially a 2nd and 13. Handoff to the back. Drew Harrigan. And Drew Harrigan not able to churn the wheels to get up field, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 3.
Not a lot of room to go there as all of the defensive line pinched inwards and made their inside gaps their priority. So that dive, clearly a priority play for the Santa Ynez Pirates. They don't want to allow anything between the tackles. If you watched the game against Aptos last week, you could see how Drew Harrigan was able to get out to the outside. Well, that comes from being honest and forcing the defense to focus on those inside plays.
3rd down snap, 3rd and 11. Glenn throwing deep off the back of the defender, Nicky Casey, on the defense. Intended target, Vinny Orlando. 4th down for Mission Prep, 4th and 11 with Laundry on the field.
Late flag there. I think this is going to be a flag on Nick Casey there for pass interference based on the situation. That's what they signal. So the Royals going to get a fresh set of downs here. Santa Ynez here on our same side sideline. Not a fan of that call. It was light contact, but they're going to say that he used the contact to clear the lane and make that ball uncatchable. By definition, that's pass interference. Whether you agree with it, well, it's up to you.
And Steven, I want to bring up that tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Via Automotive. Your home for all your automotive repairs and auto body needs here in San Luis Obispo. Helping your family keep your auto on the road for the life. 1st and 10 from the 41. Looking for some room on the outside. And that is Chase Untall getting out to the 50-yard line. Midfield, that brings up a second and a long one for Mission Prep.
Chase Untall may not be the feature back, but he is a fantastic speed back out of the backfield. 10 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown. That touchdown coming last week against Aptos, and it was a long one. So when he gets that ball in his hands, he's always looking for that big play. When you're averaging 7 yards per carry, you're up to something big usually. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't, but who can't say, you can't hit every time.
2nd and 2 from the 49. Handoff to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan pushes forward for a Mountain Air first down. Mountain Air serving San Luis Obispo since 1975 in downtown SLO.
That old steam locomotive picking up steam in the backfield and carrying some passengers for a few yards there. Drew Harrigan showing off why he's the premier power back on the Central Coast. A lot of people look at Vargas at St. Joe for the most complete back. I think that the power capabilities Drew Harrigan shows puts him in the conversation. It's going to be a debate at the end of the year who the best running back on the coast is, and Drew Harrigan making himself a feature back in that conversation.
Glenn under center, and here comes the whistle.
Mouthpiece discussion happening between the referee and head coach Josh McClurg for Santa Ynez. A late substitution didn't allow the player to get the mouthpiece in, and so he had it still hanging on his face mask, and that's what leads to a sub. You're going to see that in high school from time to time.
Hand off to Drew Harrigan, spinning the wheels. The Drew train on its freight train tracks, and that's another first down for Mission Prep.
Give some credit to the O-line in front of him. Gabe Rodriguez with some monster blocks, clearing some room for Drew train to get on the tracks and get that first down. The right side of the line won their block, every single one of them making a beautiful lane for the running back, and that leads to the chains moving downfield.
Mission Prep on the move here in the first quarter, 7:21 on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 35. Ball on the ground. Royals fall on top of it.
Looks like Gabe Almada on top of that ball there. Heads up play by the lineman. When you're a lineman, you're always looking to engage the guy across from you. Luckily, the fumble call coming from the sideline looks behind him and jumps right on top of it. Negative play, not great for the Royals in general, but that could have gone much worse.
6:55 on the clock, 2nd and 12 for the Royals. And that's via Automotive first quarter. Mission Prep football presented by California Fresh Market, driven by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo. Appreciate you tuning in with us tonight here from Alex G. Spanos Stadium. 2nd and 12 for the Royals. Hand off to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan off the tackle. Gains about 3 yards inside the sticks. Brings up 3rd down and 9 for Mission Prep.
In the situation that the Royals are in with the kicking game that they have, this is probably 2-down territory, probably going forward on 4th down if they get some yardage here.
3rd and 9 for Mission Prep Royals.
3rd and 9.
And Thomas Glenn coming in with the sidelines from the call, with the call from head coach and offensive coordinator David Schuster. Single receiver to the near side, Vinny Orlando. Chase Untall in motion, handoff to Drew Harrigan, bouncing off. Gabe Amata trying to gain some yardage out to the 30-yard line. They mark him down at the 31, and that's 4th down. So we'll see what coach has dialed up here on 4th down, Steven.
We'll see. I'm not sure what you're going to get out of a punt in this type of situation. You're down by the 30-yard line. If this doesn't end up going perfectly, you're getting maybe 20 yards, maybe 10. So it's worth it to go in this situation. And it looks like the offense is staying on the field, so they're at least considering it.
And defensive substitution checking in is Diego Polito for the Pirates. 2 receivers to his left. Shotgun snap, hands off to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan pushing forward, looking for the first down. And the defense comes up with a stop. That is a turnover on downs by Mission Prep. And Mission Prep football presented by California Fresh Market, your headquarter for all your football party supplies. Pick up your game day appetizers from the famous wing bar, California Fresh Market, a proud presenting sponsor of Mission Prep football.
Well, the last time the Pirates offense was on the field, it wasn't quite Black Sails at full sail and got a first down and then stalled out after that. Passing game going to come back and try to do some more damage, though.
Pass out to the near side here. And finally pulled to the ground is Diego Polito. And that is a completion for the sophomore quarterback, Pritchard.
Pritchard coming in as a sophomore quarterback, filling in some pretty big shoes, as the last couple quarterbacks here at Santa Ynez have been fantastic. Playing as a sophomore and starting quarterback on varsity is a tough call, but he has been up to the call this entire season so far. We'll talk about more in just a second.
Taking the shotgun snap on trips to his right. Pass to the near side, if complete, to Lucas Guyanis.
Look at Jude Pritchard and what he's been able to do through 3 games. 34 of 56, 650 yards, 8 touchdowns. Just a fantastic start to a varsity career for a sophomore quarterback. It's not easy as an underclassman. You're coming in, you're throwing to seniors, you're throwing to guys that have been around for a while. You've really got to step up to that position where all eyes are on you, and he's done it beautifully so far.
The receivers bunch to his right. Pritchard throws out to his three to his left, throws out to his right. That pass completed to Beard, one of his favorite senior targets. And it really helps a sophomore quarterback when he has 3 experienced senior receivers to throw to.
Well, Dalton Beard was one of the best wide receivers on the Central Coast last year, despite losing his primary partner. You know, the guy that absorbed a lot of that coverage, Dalton Beard was still able to do it in triple coverage last year.
2nd and 3, the handoff out of the backfield to Dallas DeForest, pushing forward for a Pirates first down. And Steven, I got to ask you, what kind of car does a Pirate drive?
What kind of car does a Pirate drive, Brian?
A Yaris.
All right.
Sorry, I had to get a Pirates joke in here somewhere.
Oh, there's going to be plenty. It's going to be a long night, I'm sure. There we see Dallas DeForest moving the ball forward. And size is one of those complicated factors for a running back, because even small running backs, if they're able to push forward, can get the job done. Dallas DeForest isn't the biggest running back, but he does move his legs really well.
Pritchard rolling out of the pocket, fires a rainbow deep pass, intercepted. Mission Prep comes up with it, and that is going to be Luke Terry, senior captain for the Royals. 1st and 10 off the face of the umpire. Did we get that on camera? No, we didn't. You missed it. You had to be here to see it. Anyways, 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Mission Prep ball, a fresh drive. Mission Prep football presented by California Fresh Market and driven by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo.
Luke Terry, what a play. Both him and Jaden Ozil have been playing fantastically in defense, particularly in the pass game. There just hasn't been much of a pass game. You look at the game against Aptos, run-heavy team. Bishop Diego, run-heavy team. Even Bakersfield Christian with the Carr brothers on staff. Against Mission Prep, they ran the ball a lot. So there hasn't been a lot of pressure on this defense to be a pass-first defense. And there's no safeties back, really, for Santa Ynez right now. They're getting aggressive up there.
High snap, trying to fall on it. Turnover back to the Pirates in the red zone. Not what the Royals wanted on a bad snap.
That's a huge turnover for the Pirates. We talked about how close the defensive backs were to the line of scrimmage, and they were aggressive and ready to pick up that bad snap. Having a mistake's one thing, jumping on the opportunity is another. Pirates pick up that bad snap in the backfield, and that long interception essentially turned into a muffed punt situation for the Pirates. They get fantastic field position down the field.
That fumble recovered by Evan Gottschall, the middle linebacker for the Pirates defense. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Pirates looking to score, fires into the corner. Incomplete pass. Intended for Beard. Pritchard fired that one like a laser beam.
Fired and off the hands of Beard, and Luke Terry was there ready to make the tackle, but that type of situation, you want to be ready for the breakup. If the ball's in the hands, the referee's going to side towards the wide receiver rather than the defensive back. So you got to be ready, play the ball as well as the man this close to the goal line.
2:49, we're scoreless here in the first quarter, 0-0. Handoff to DeForest. Dallas DeForest pulled to the turf. by Joseph Clipperton. And that brings up a third down and goal from the 6-yard line for the Pirates.
Gabe Rodriguez involved on that tackle as well. You know what defense is engaged when the D-line is getting out to the perimeter like that to make those types of tackles happen. Gabe Rodriguez just going and finishing the job at the end of the play there. What a play by big number 60.
3rd and goal from the 6 for the Pirates, following a fumble by Thomas Glenn, the first fumble of the year for the Royals that is lost. DeForest with the handoff, shaking through the defense, baking into the end zone. That is a touchdown, Pirates.
He just gets the outside, big sweep play for the Pirates. When you got that kind of sweep, you're just looking to get to the edge. There's a good block on the outside that held up Moreau just a hair. That's how DeForest was able to slip by and get to the end zone. Dallas DeForest extends his lead over the rest of the Mountain League in rushing touchdowns. He's number 1 in touchdowns. However, second coming into this game in yards. The first place in yards, Drew Harrigan.
In for the boot, Nick Casey. And Nick Casey boots it through the uprights. Our score, 7-0. The Pirates lead the Royals in this Mountain League opener. We'll be right back.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to support Mission Prep football this fall at 1407 Auto Park Way in San Luis Obispo. Come check out our Hyundai Getaway Sales event. With new inventory arriving daily, you won't want to miss out on what's going on at Hyundai San Luis Obispo. And if you don't feel like coming in, we make it easy with the option to shop from home. For more information, visit HyundaiSlow.com. Mission Prep football is driven by Hyundai San Luis Obispo.
.201 in the first frame, presented by Via Automotive. Your home to take your automobile for auto repairs and auto body repairs. They'll get your automobile back on the road for your family. Here's the kickoff. And Luke Terry with the return out across the 20-25. You got to see him down the sideline trying to find a room across the 45. Taken down at the 46-yard line. That is a solid return to set the Mission Prep Royals up for a defense. And there's, Steven, I'm going to back up here. Am I correct that the extra point was no good, or was the extra point good? Because they're saying on the scoreboard it's no good.
I couldn't see it from where I was because I got this thing here. Is it
Okay.
no good extra point according to a third man in the fight, Thomas Bowden there. And right
I
now,
thought it was good. I need to pay more attention. That's what happens when I wear multiple hats. Continue, Steven.
Yeah, I literally can't see that field goal post from where I stand while I broadcast. So.
Lean out.
You could have told me anything. Lean out. The opening is like 4 feet away. I'm not that tall.
1st and 10 from the 46. Mission Prep with 54 yards to go. Handoff to the freight train. Drew Harrigan. And Harrigan pushes across to the 49-yard line of Santa Ynez. A 5-yard pickup. Our score, 6-0 Mission Prep.
Rewind.
Or Santa Ynez, excuse me. Woo, let's go.
Rewind just a little bit there. Luke Terry with the big return. That's what you want to see after a unfortunate score allowed. There's a bad snap that led to a fumble. Santa Ynez got the touchdown. You can pick yourself up with a big return like that.
Hand off to Harrigan once again. He pushes forward for a Mountain Air first down. And the Mountain Air is a family-owned specialty outdoor retail store located on the central coast of California since 1975. We've been helping all people at all skills level explore the outdoors and enjoy nature. Check them out on Marsh Street in downtown San Luis Obispo in the Marsh Street Plaza. 1st and 10 for Mission Prep at the 40-yard line. Shotgun snap. Hand off to Harrigan once again. Hand off to Kardashian. And the tackle by the Pirates.
Ronnie Kardashian just running a beautiful outside zone there. Gets a strong pickup on the ground. outside zone. Everyone is taking a step to one side or the other. This case is to the left and picking up the guy in front of him based on a set of rules. And then the running back gets to make the choice on where he wants to go with it. In this case, it's outside zone, so he's opening his feet wide, looking to go to the outside. Exactly what happened. Ronnie Kardashian executes well on the block and provided to him.
Shotgun snap, rolling out, fires across the middle. That pass, incomplete. Nope, completed.
Complete to Luke Terry down the field, but there's a hold in the backfield on the rollout. Blocking on the rollout is tough to do for an O-lineman because your quarterback's mobile behind you, so the defender in front of you has more options on how to get around. If you hang on a little bit, it makes it more obvious when that happens.
We got Laundry on the field, and the pass was completed to Drew Souza. And call against Mission Prep.
Yeah, so. As I was saying, a hold on the rollout. Going to bring Mission Prep back despite a well-thrown ball. Thomas Glenn got to where he wanted to go, and you could tell that he was looking downfield the whole way because as soon as he found out where he needed to go with it, planted his feet, delivered a good ball. It's what you want to see from the quarterback there. You don't want to be just kind of out there looking at the defenders chasing you. It's a tough habit to teach because one time you're wrong, you go down, it sticks in your mind. Once bitten, twice shy, the old saying.
And that wraps up the Via Automotive first quarter. Via Automotive's motto is our family taking care of your family. And Via Automotive takes it to heart. The Via Automotive family's auto body and repair business has both the experience and technology to diagnose and repair almost any problem you can think of and many you can't. Proud supporters of Mission Prep football. We'll be right back. Mission Prep football continues in the second quarter.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium Boar's Head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
Second quarter action presented by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo. From your car buying experience to financing to routine maintenance to genuine auto accessory purchases, we're here to support you in your car ownership experience. Hyundai, San Luis Obispo, shotgun snap, second and long for the Royals. That pass incomplete. Intended target, Chase Untall, as we open up the second quarter. Scoreboard still says we're in the first quarter over there as well as in ours, so we got to update everything. There's no time on the clock. There's no clock.
The clock it'll figure itself out. As Whitehouse going to pull it up here. But, yep, they're telling them roll the clock. They just got updated. But that was just a nice little screenplay. Mission Prep's trying to use that perimeter a little bit more aggressively because when you get that entire defensive backcourt up near the line of scrimmage, their technique is going to be to run away. If you throw a screen, it forces them to come back upfield, and you can get that free yardage.
High snap once again to Thomas Glenn. This is a deep pass over the middle, and pulling it in is going to be Drew Souza. He fought for that one, and that's going to be a Royals first down presented by the Mountain Air. The MountainAir.com has a wide variety of outdoor gear for your next outdoor adventure. Stop by and visit them in the Marsh Street Plaza as well. Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Our proud presenting sponsor for every first down for Mission Prep.
It's the post-up job like you'd see in a basketball game there. Backed into the ball and got his body in the way, made the catch.
And here comes the first down snap for the Royals. Drew Harrigan looking for a seam down the right hash mark. And here comes the flag from the White Hat out of the backfield. And that's going to be against Mission Prep, holding on the offense.
The defensive ends for Santa Ynez have been very aggressive trying to get upfield, and that's been what's been prompting these holding calls for Mission Prep. The key to solving a hold call is to make sure that your offensive linemen are using their feet. It's when they stretch out with the arms or try and wrap someone that's already beaten them that you're going to get that hold call. You always hear holding happens on every play. Well, as long as you're using your legs to make the play happen, they're not going to throw the flag. So that's the key if you're having holding issues, is to make sure that the O-line is pushing through their blocks. There is a little bit of a reach, drew the flag.
2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Stacked with the fullback and the halfback and the whistle on the snap. Mission Prep takes the timeout. Mission Prep football is driven by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo. If you're in the market for a new used vehicle, you can count on Hyundai of San Luis Obispo.
Mercedes-Benz San Luis Obispo, with over 25 years of experience and 5 years serving the SLO area. Mercedes-Benz of San Luis Obispo wants to help you get behind the wheel of your next vehicle. So next time you're in the market for a luxury car, keep it local with Mercedes-Benz San Luis Obispo.
Get a head start on your New Year's goals with Kennedy Club Fitness. Locations all over San Luis Obispo County. You've got classes, sauna, steam room, tub, and a heated pool. It's where I work out. It's Kennedy Club Fitness.
Steven, as we come out of this timeout here at Alex G. Spanos Stadium, PSNtv, I'm Brian Stanley. Steven Hodges with me. Steven, you're killing it tonight, bro.
I appreciate it. Always appreciate the kind words, especially coming from the fans. I always say it's the community that makes high school football. Other places, the fan bases, high school, it's all about the community. That's what we got here tonight. Pretty good crowd turnout.
1st and 19 for Mission Prep. Thomas Glenn with the snap, fires over to the corner. Pass completed to Drew Souza off the helmet of the defender. Way to stick with the play.
I can't believe Drew Souza made that catch. What a heads-up play off the helmet and turning while he was falling down. It doesn't get much better than that. Only way it could have been better, probably with points, but he set his team up well to finish that off. Down at the 6-yard line, Mission Prep's getting their first real look at the goal line.
2nd and 1. What a first down play. Sets up a perfect 2nd down from the 6-yard line. Looking to punch it in here. Thomas Glenn rolls out to his right. Pressure coming, escapes out of the pocket. He's looking for the end zone. Takes a hit, still on his feet. Touchdown, Royals. Thomas Glenn taking it in from 6 yards out.
Thomas Glenn is the tiny can full of a lot of items. You see him get going, and you think he doesn't have that much power in his body. He absorbed a hit and went into the end zone against a couple guys about twice his size. Thomas Glenn showed it last week. He's got the confidence. He's got the poise. He's not afraid to take on all comers. Here it gets them a touchdown. What a run by Thomas Glenn. A fantastic effort from the quarterback.
Way to escape the pressure coming towards him. Slip right into the end zone with the big hit at the end. And on the hold, Vinny Orlando for the extra point. And the boot up. And this boot is good. And Castrovizin with the extra point. The Royals lead 7-6. We'll be back with Mission Prep football on PSN TV.
It's time for an MPG upgrade at Sunset Honda.
Save big with Sunny's end of summer deals at Sunset Honda, like 3.29% financing for 60 months on select pre-owned Hondas, or receive $1,000 in Honda loyalty on select new Hondas and get 2 years of scheduled maintenance with any new 23 Honda.
Plus, get a $25 gas card just for taking a test drive.
Trade in your gas guzzler today and get $1,000 over Blue Book from the start.
Get started today at sunsethonda.com.
Welcome back to Mission Prep Football. This kickoff presented by Sunset Honda. Check out Sunny's 0% APR financing on all new 23 Honda models. Hurry in before it's too late. Sunset Honda. Back to return for the Santa Ynez Pirates, Zach Vogel. And Dallas DeForest. Cash Trevisan ready to boot this one away on the Sunset Honda kickoff here on PSN TV. Trevisan sends it off, picked up at the 16-yard line. Looking for some room up the Santa Ynez sideline. Not able to get very far. Is Vogel, and that is going to be 1st and 10 for the Santa Ynez Pirates from the 31-yard line.
Well, Ronnie Kardashian did a good job making Vogel think twice there. You watch that return. Ronnie Kardashian's coming up field. Vogel's reading him. Kardashian's coming up the sidelines initially, starts getting blocked towards the sidelines, and then cuts back inside. Vogel sees Kardashian go outside, tries to come back inside, loses momentum. And that kind of kills the return at that point where Kardashian was able to chase him down. So offense gets set up with good field position. Could have been a little bit better, though.
Trips to his right for the young quarterback, Pritchard. And right up the middle of the back takes it DeForest. 6-yard gain for the back on the Pirates' first possession of the second quarter.
Looks like Ethan Ferralis and Xavier Wiseman in on the tackle there as is DeForest pushing forward. He's this small body. He's hard to tackle. Really got to get him around the waist if you want to bring him to the ground.
Pass out to the sideline. Completed and quickly brought to the turf by Carter Moreau.
Carter Moreau, but yeah.
Moreau
chasing down the screen game. It's what you want to see from the defensive backs. We talked about cracking down on the screen. It's something that more and more defensive backs are being asked to do as, you see more and more spread offenses. Carter Moreau just got his feet under him, recognized that as a short pass play, came upfield and chased his man down from behind. A beautiful play by the cornerback, and that brings up 3rd down.
Moreau with the 3rd down, creating a 3rd down conversion opportunity for the Pirates here. And the pressure and the sack. Connor Lopez was like, not today.
Connor Lopez's first sack of the game. He's got 2.5 on the year now. Just screamed through the A-gap there, right? But that gap between the guard and the center. As an offensive lineman, that's where you start wanting to look back and tell the quarterback, let's wait a second. There's a blitz coming. They didn't get that chance. Connor Lopez gets a clean look and a sack. Beautiful play by Connor Lopez.
Showing his wheels as well. Ooh. Oh, almost gets the block. Do the Royals. And that ball is live. Luke Terry telling everybody to get away. And it's going to be down by the Pirates at the 29-yard line. A great defensive stop by the Mission Prep Royals.
Oh, that would have been a beautiful 1-2 for Connor Lopez. Inches away from making that that punt block. And I tell you what, at the higher levels, the way they train that is you actually get, kind of stand-in punters. I is actually one of them. You have them kick volleyballs, and you practice it coming off because the punt doesn't come off the foot like you might expect it. It's more vertical, and I think if he had a better approach on that was a block. He did everything perfectly, just a little bit more positioning. Connor Lopez has the block there, but I think he's still going to be pretty happy with that last drive, having the sack that brought up 4th down.
1st and 10. It's at the ball spotted officially at the 30-yard line for the Royals. Hand off to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan pushing forward. And Harrigan gets out to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 2 yards short of the 40. They're going to officially spot this at the 37.
That's the type of play that the Pirates were really looking to shut down early in this game. They know if the Royals, are able to get that power run game going, the duo, power, dive, those inside run plays that are going to go between the tackles, that the rest of the offense can coalesce around it. There, Drew Harrigan showing, fear it, avoid it, it's still going to come, baby.
Drew Harrigan bulldozes his way forward. The locomotive across the train tracks for the first down. The Mountain Air first down. The Mountain Air is a proud sponsor of our first down. It's a place for all your camping, hiking, backpacking, climbing, travel, skiing, snowboarding, car racks, and outdoor adventure needs. We also offer a full-service ski and snowboard rental and repair shop. So check them out, the Mountain Air, downtown San Luis Obispo. 1st and 10 for the Royals. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. The pitch out to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan turns the corner, trying to get to the 50, stiff arms, and comes up just a hair short of the first down, but does get across the 50. They might measure here. I'm hoping measurements. I want measurements. Oh, they're moving the sticks. I would have measured that one.
You just love drama. You like the walkout with the everything and the pulling them out, all that theater.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a theatrical play. That little bounce to the outside, the quick pitch to try and catch all of the defenders looking inside. We're talking about how the offense builds off of that power game. That's exactly how. You get everyone looking inside, you go outside.
Royals driving across the 50. Glenn steps back, fires out to the right side. Incomplete pass. Intended target was Vinny Orlando. The defender, Max Andrade.
I'm not sure if that ball had even been delivered well. Vinny Andrade was just in great coverage on the outside. But it's the type of play that the quarterback has a clock. He's saying, I want to get this ball out quickly. That's the best option available. You just get that one step, boom. And the reason why that clock exists is that's how long the offensive line is being told to block. They're just punching out, getting the quarterback a look. That's all it was.
2nd and 10 for the Royals from the 49-yard line. To pitch out to Ronnie Kardashian. Kardashian immediately ties up with Luka Clifton. And Clifton pulls him to the turf.
And we've talked about the aggressive ends for Santa Ynez. That's that right there. Clifton coming off the edge, forcing Ronnie Kardashian back inside on what was supposed to be an outside pitch like what we saw from Harrigan a couple plays ago. So when that contain happens, it makes it a lot tougher for the play to operate correctly. Kardashian gets caught back up inside for a short game.
3rd and 6 for the Royals. Hand off to man in motion. Chase Untall. Untall tied up quickly. Evan Gottschall got him quickly in the backfield. The senior middle linebacker disrupting the offense.
He's going to bring up the first punt of the night for the Royals. And that is just a great play there by Gottschall. We talked about the good play with Clipperton, the play before coming off the left side. Once again, the left side of the Santa Ynez defense coming up big in key moments and forcing this punt situation while the ball is in Pirates territory. That is probably the last stop that they could have done that.
And whistles. Timeout on the field. Santa Ynez takes their first timeout. Both teams with one timeout left, or 2 timeouts left here in the first half. We'll be right back. Mission Prep Football continues.
It's time for an MPG upgrade at Sunset Honda.
Save big with Sunny's end of summer deals at Sunset Honda. Like 3.29% financing for 60 months on select pre-owned Hondas. Or take advantage of $1,250 in Honda loyalty on every new Ridgeline and get 2 years of free scheduled maintenance with any new 23 Honda.
Plus, get a $25 gas card just for taking a test drive.
Trade in your gas guzzler today and get 1,000 over Kelly Blue Book from the start.
Get started today at sunset.honda.com.
Welcome back to Mission Prep TV on PSNtv. Mission Prep Football, that is. I'm Brian Stanley. Joining me, Stephen Hodges. We got a punt situation. 4th and 7 for the Royals. The punt unit is out. This punt is off. Fair catch called for. And it's bouncing in favor of the Royals inside the 15. Down to the 11-yard line. The Royals have had great success so far this season, Stephen, with the punt unit getting the ball deep into their opponent's territory forcing long drives.
Last week they had a couple inside the 10. I mean, that's what you want if you're a special teams coordinator or a special teams coach. You want to see it start well within the 20. You always hear that inside 20 stat. Well, when you can get it to the inside 10, inside 5, even better. That's where your defense can really threaten the safety. It's not quite that deep this time, but still going to be a very long field for the Pirates.
Well, they're saying the ball was touched at the 16 now. A quick fire pass looks like a miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback for the Pirates. And that brings up 2nd and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Jude Pritchard was thrown for that outside hook where you run the route and then curl to the outside, but wide receiver was running more of a slant type route. It can get a little confusing with those routes because sometimes offensive coordinators just use numbers to refer to them, and you get one number in your head and it's another. It's a problem.
Pritchard rolling out of the pocket. Chase down on his own now. And we have a flag at the 19-yard line.
And the timing on it was where you normally see, an illegal contact against the defense, where it's going to be a late hit. But I think this is actually be a block in the back against Santa Ynez. And that's what it is. It looked like a late block coming from behind late in the play. They were trying to make sure that Pritchard had room to get out of bounds and, get as far upfield as he could. And just a little bit late on the block. So now we were talking about being close where you got to worry about those safeties. A bad snap goes over the head. Something really bad could happen. Well, they're getting close to that territory right now.
They have to move the ball just another 2 yards from the spot of the foul at the 19-yard line. 10-yard penalty. Ball spotted at the 9-yard line now. Pritchard takes the snap, fires it out. Looking like they're trying to play a little hook and ladder. Off cue, saying the ball was dead before the pitch to Nikki Casey.
Yeah, I think that they're a little disappointed. They might be trying to argue that it went off of Dalton Beard on the side there, but it looked pretty clear it went off the ground. Good on Nikki Casey for acting natural, though, just saying, like, yeah, I got the ball in my hands, play is still live. You play to the whistle, because if the referee did think, yeah, it bounced off of a player or something like that, it had a pretty high arc for coming off the field, that would have been the exact right reaction.
They're giving it to him. Gain of 5. Pass completed to Dallas DeForest from Pritchard, trying to get out of the backfield in between the sticks. And he spins his way through the Mission Prep defense to do just that. And that brings up 4th down, and we're going to see the punt unit come back out. And Emmanuel Sanchez getting ready to boot this one away for Josh McClurg and the Santa Ynez Pirates.
Punters typically want about 15 yards of space between themselves and the line of scrimmage, so at least they were able to build that out so he's not standing in his own end zone as he receives this.
Luke Terry back to receive this one. This one's a quick fire shot to Terry, who collects it at the 48-yard line and gets across the 50 before he's met by a group of Pirates led by Evan Gottschall. And Gottschall got you again.
And Gottschall was key at the last drive. He was the one that ultimately put that nail in the coffin to finish the Royals' last drive. Here, the Royals are going to take possession, probably their best field possession of the night to start out, deep in Pirates territory on the 44. It's been the power run game for the Royals getting it done tonight, particularly Drew Harrigan pushing forward. Thomas Glenn had the touchdown earlier, but it's been Drew Harrigan getting the big gains time and time again for the Royals.
Short field for Mission Prep, 44 yards to the end zone. Hand off to Chase Untall. And Untall spinning the wheels. And he gains enough for that Mountain Air first down out to the 33-yard line. Mission Prep driving here late in the first half. 4:25 on the clock as they move the sticks.
What a beautiful lane. Had one to beat. And that one was even being blocked by Luke Terry. If Untall had gotten there a little quicker, Luke Terry had sustained just a little bit longer, that could have been 6. That is a beautifully run and block play.
1st and 10 for Mission Prep at the 33-yard line of the Pirates. Hand off to Untall once again on the sweep. Untall turns the corner and pulled to the turf by Max Andrade. And Chase Untall pulled down at the 26-yard line. And we have a flag on the field.
And he's going to be holding on the defense, or holding on the offense, rather. So this one's going to be coming back. I'm not sure where that happened. If I had to guess, it was on the backside or maybe the guard on the inside. I didn't see anything on the play side there, but it is a good run by Untall, using his feet, getting a little bit of the typewriter step to make the juke happen. All the things you want to see from that speed back that Untall is quickly growing into and getting better and better at week by week.
Our score 7-6, 4:01 on the clock. First and a century for Mission Prep here. A reverse to Luke Terry. Luke Terry got some room in front of him. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Royals. A huge gain for Mission Prep. 43-yard touchdown by Luke Terry on the reverse from Chase Untall.
Well, we talked about the speed back and Chase Untall. How about the off-speed back and Luke Terry? Little inside reverse there. Get him going back the other way. A big play by Luke Terry. Follows the blocks and makes the unbelievable happen. What speed by Terry to get to the outside and keep driving until they blow the whistle. Beautiful play by Luke Terry.
Cash Trevisan in for the extra point. The hold, Vinny Orlando. Here's a snap, boot to the leather. Between the uprights, Mission Prep takes a 14-6 lead. Here from Alex G. Spanos Stadium. We'll be right back. Mission Prep football presented by California Fresh Market and driven by Hyundai. And that touchdown presented by KD Capital Mortgage.
At KD Capital Mortgage, we know that your home is much more than four walls and a roof. Your home is where dreams are born and memories are made. That's why whether you're looking to refinance your current home, purchasing your dream home, or buying an investment property, our goal is to help you take advantage of today's historically low rates and make sure you find the right loan to match your specific needs. So whatever your mortgage needs may be, the perfect loan is waiting for you, and KD Capital is here to help. Please give us a call at 805-226-5550, a proud partner of the Mission Prep Royals.
Steven, welcome back to Mission Prep TV on PSNtv. I'm Brian Stanley. That was a 44-yard drive capped off with a 43-yard touchdown by Luke Terry. Royals lead 14-6.
It sounds like that was an unproductive drive that, there's two plays, but Chase Untall had a beautiful play right before that, had another one after that. It was called back for holding that, put them back to that 43-yard position, which was then finished off by Luke Terry. It's interesting watching these Royals because despite being this, hand in the dirt, we're going to run for 3 yards in a cloud of dust type team, they've been striking from distance quite frequently. They haven't been the highest scoring team, but when they have, it's often from 30 yards and further. They're not necessarily finishing just in the red zone when the other team's exhausted. They're driving from a ways out.
And here's Cash Trevisan with the Sunset Honda kickoff. And here comes a flag for kicking it out of bounds. Trying to play the sideline, and they're going to take the spot of the ball and not the re-kick as the Santa Ynez offense comes out onto the field. With 3:46 left here in the second quarter. Second quarter presented by Sunset Honda. Excuse me, by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo. The kickoff was by Sunset Honda. A lot of sponsors.
Just taking a look. They had a quick discussion of where exactly they wanted to spot the ball. It should be at the 35. And they decided that there. For a second, they were putting him on the 32, which, I'm sure the Royals would be happy to take, but this is one of those by rule spots.
35 and about 5 yards off from where it's spotted down the line there. Officially. Because we're playing with college paper.
Yeah, well, in college rule. It makes it easier to write the blue book.
High snap to Pritchard, recovers, pass to the right side. Still on his feet is Polito. And Polito pushes out for an 8-yard gain. And that's second down for the Pirates here in the second quarter, presented by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo.
Polito doing a good job getting skinny there when he's threatened with a tackle. gave very little of his frame to be tackled by, and that allowed him to slip by and get a few more yards than he probably would have had by design.
2nd and 2 for the Pirates. Quick fire pass, hot potato, and not able to keep his hands on it is Dalton Beard. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 2. 3:06 here in the second quarter. 3rd and 2 for the Pirates.
One of the things that makes Dalton Beard such a feared receiver on the Central Coast is his height and his ability to catch balls like that. He makes those catches about 9 times out of 10. Well, that's the 10th one.
Handoff, and that's a 1st down for the Pirates. Converting on the 3rd down to keep the drive alive. 3:01 on the clock as they move the sticks. Pirates spotted the ball at the 50-yard line on the far hash mark. Check out the Hyundai San Luis Obispo. We're confident that you'll trust us to be your preferred Honda dealer in San Luis Obispo and beyond. 1st and 10, 50-yard line for the Pirates. Still driving here late in the first half, second quarter. And that is an incomplete pass for the sophomore quarterback.
I need to say this out loud. Pritchard's done nothing but impress me, but there have been a few moments where it feels like he's on a different page than his wide receivers. They're intended for Nick Casey, and just off-target throw. It looks like he's anticipating more than seeing where the ball was at. And Nick Casey does look back at the sideline and, pat his chest saying it's my bad. But that's one of those things that, the older quarterbacks will have more time to kind of talk that out with wide receivers.
2:38 on the clock. Showing blitz is Connor Lopez. Pass completed out to the right side and pulled to the turf was the receiver, and making the tackle, Carter Moreau.
Carter Moreau has been fantastic on those plays in this game. It's the second time he's made one. When you're out there one-on-one in open space, literally anywhere the wide receiver goes, you got to be able to react. Moreau's not giving that option. He's getting on him and pulling him to the ground with aggression. And that's what you want to see from any defender, is that they're wrapping up and sticking on the defender and bringing him to the ground with their legs.
Spread offense for the Pirates on 3rd down and 8. Deep pass. Nobody there to get that one. Intended target is Beard. And that's a 4th down when we're going to see the offense stay on the field. Jude Pritchard talking to the offensive coordinator, getting the calls. Oh, they're making the switch. They're going to pull Pritchard to the sideline, bring out the punt unit. Emmanuel Sanchez getting ready to boot this one away. Ball spotted at the 48 of Mission Prep.
I'd be surprised to go for it in that situation. The risk is really high with how far out the Royals just scored from to give the ball back at midfield.
And a high punt this way from Sanchez. And Jaden Oziel going to let this one roll inside the 15 and not touch it. Pirates down it at the 12. Mission Prep with a $140 to work with here. Long field to drive. Can they do it, Steven?
I mean, the Royals just showed that they can strike from just about anywhere, even using their run-heavy offense. And we're going to see something here. There's an illegal procedure against the Pirates. I think there's going to be a re-kick. I think it may have been an illegal formation against them.
Did not see the flag pop up. But the punt unit retreating back behind the 50-yard line.
Official word's going to be that as a false start. I'd be surprised if there was movement up front, because typically you have a silent count on a punt, especially when you're using a wide punt like this. That way no one can jump on a critical situation.
They didn't spot the foul, first off. They're just doing the repunt from the 48. This time it takes a Mission Prep bounce. And it looks like a Royal touched it.
They're going to agree. They say that this was a ball touched by a Royal, and it's going to be Pirates' ball. When you hear teams yell grenade, Peter, all of that, that's exactly the situation you're looking to avoid. If any part of your body hits that ball, it becomes a live ball if you're part of the return team. So when you hear Peter, if you're one of the guys coming back to block, you go literally anywhere else. Head to the bathroom, go get your car, whatever you're going to do, just do not get near the ball. And this was a situation he couldn't find the ball, couldn't get away from it. Never mind. They're going to say this is going to be a non-touched ball, not a muff punt, and it's going to remain Royals football. I didn't get a good look. I thought a Royal may have touched it with his leg on that return, but this is going to be Royals ball, a little bit of a break, if there was a break at all. This is a situation I just didn't have the angle.
Yeah, I didn't have the angle either, but I want to go back to the ball was spotted at the 48 when they first kicked. We had the re-kick, and if there's a illegal formation, don't they have to spot the penalty?
For any sort of procedural penalty, they should have gone back 5 yards.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't making up rules here in football. And flags, as we have a jump at the line. Mission Prep called for the offsides.
I will say that the symbol for a false start or illegal procedures actually covers a wide range of penalties. And given when they blew the whistle on that play, that may have been something that happened during the kick, and the option may have been a re-kick from the same spot. So I'm not sure. I didn't see exactly what they called as the referee has their back to us.
1st and 15 for the Royals here late in the first half. And a run up the middle for a short gain.
Well, Royals leading by 8 right now with not a lot of time left. I think they're going to take a few runs at it, take a couple bites at the apple, but ultimately be pretty satisfied with this first half. And you're looking at a game that's the highest scoring offense versus the least scoring defense. If the combined score is 22 points, you're feeling pretty good about yourself if you're the Royals. Excuse me, it's not even 22 points. It's just going to be 20 points. So you're feeling pretty good if you're the Royals going into halftime right now, knowing that this is a lower scoring game. It's going according to your script, and you're getting the ball back.
45 seconds. Spread offense for the Royals. Keeping it himself for the first down is the quarterback, Thomas Glenn. And that's a Royals Mountaineer first down. And we're under 40 seconds to go. So the Royals could keep driving here with 2 timeouts left, or they can just let the clock run.
Yeah, they're in the driver's seat is the key part of this. They can pick up the tempo, which it looks like they're doing, and take a few more shots, or be satisfied. The key that they don't want right now is a big turnover.
Pass broken up by the defense. Nikki Casey in on the breakup. Intended target, Luke Terry.
Nikki Casey had the inside lane there, and it is really more of a knockaway by the wide receiver, making sure there was no no chance for an interception. Like I said, the nightmare scenario right now would be a long interception or fumble recovery that goes the other way. So Mission Prep focusing on keeping the keys of the car in their own hand. They don't want to give Santa Ynez another chance in this first half. They want to finish this out. And if anything goes any direction, that's a surprise. It needs to be a Mission Prep score.
2nd and 10 for Mission Prep, ball at the 33-yard line. 14 seconds on the clock. Pass down the sideline to Connor Lopez, still on his feet. Out to the 50, pushed out of bounds as he crosses the 50. Ball spotted exactly in midfield. 8 seconds to go here in the first half. And Steven, we're going to stay tuned for we're going to postpone the halftime show just slightly, as we're going to let the cheerleaders have a moment on stage tonight.
Absolutely. The cheerleading squad has been fantastic. It's grown every year that I've been here broadcasting the Royals. Emily Dominguez has done a fantastic job as the head coach. They're a squad that's very capable and is up there as the best cheerleading squads on the Central Coast.
1st and 10 from the 50. Glenn throws over the middle. Intended target, Chase Untall. 4 seconds remain. Time for one more play.
Glenn's pass incomplete. Number 2, Chase Untall.
I'd be wary of a running back draw here. This is what I always call the Chris Dutra special. He's the head coach at Hancock. Get to the end of the half, any situation like that, the draw will drop back all the defensive backs is you fake the pass, then you just hand it off to the running back for a safe play. If you've got a good running back like Hancock frequently does and Mission Prep very clearly does with Drew Harrigan, it still gives a chance for a score without risking much.
Harrigan picks up the block, deep pass for Glenn. And incomplete pass. Time expires here in the first half. Connor Lopez, the intended target. And that is the end of the first half. Mission Prep leads 14-6 in this Mountain League opener to the Santa Ynez Pirates.
Score, Mission Prep Royals 14.
Well, we're going to keep it right here, as you said, as we watch the cheerleaders take the field. That first half, though, really a bit of a Rorschach test for the two teams. Because they got to feel that both of them feel like they're getting some things going their way. Santa Ynez has a strong offense. They've shown their ability to get some of that going, but they haven't quite found the end zone as much as they'd like. But Mission Prep getting their run game going and still being very strong on defense, keeping control of that scoreboard.
And home health services to aid in game transfer training. You have any questions on how
As the cheerleaders of Santa Ynez and the cheerleaders of Mission Prep meet at center field. Before the game, principal of Mission Prep, Mike Susank, addressed some adversity the Mission Prep cheerleaders are facing.
Absolutely. I'm not as privy to that as I am with some of the other things, but like we said, Emily Dominguez has done a fantastic job coaching this team. And you hear frequently, you need adversity to grow, all that kind of stuff. It's not just a football saying. That's an everything saying, a life saying. Ad astra per aspera, to the stars through strife, as Nass always used to say. And that's kind of what the cheerleaders are going through right now. They're finding ways to get through the adversity being thrown at them through, different actors.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And we're going to go ahead and let them have their moment. We'll be back.
The Mission Prep cheer team.
Well, Stephen, welcome back. Mission Prep halftime show. Our score 14-7. Let's talk some quick football before we go to some commercials. As we update the scoreboard, we really need to get a producer. Make our lives a whole lot easier. Anyways, Mission Prep football on PSN TV. I'm Brian Stanley. This is halftime. Joining me to my left, Thomas Bowden. To my right, Stephen Hodges, cameraman, color commentator. Our score is 14-6. This is how we got here. First quarter, the first strike. Santa Ynez with a 6-yard run from Dallas DeForest. With excuse me, I can't even read my writing here. I'm not sure what time he scored. 2:01 in the first quarter. I can't read my writing. Forgive me. Late in the first quarter.
Yeah, 2:01. That looks right.
2:01 in the first quarter. He scores 6-0. Extra point, no good. Mission Prep turns around early in the second quarter. I can't believe I can't read my own writing tonight. Second quarter, Thomas Glenn keeps it himself. 6-yard run. 7-6 Royals up at 10:30 in the second quarter. And then Luke Terry on the double reverse. Actually, a single reverse, that would be right.
Yeah.
Single reverse.
The play's going one way, reverse is the other way. Yeah, that's sort of single reverse.
A single reverse, 43 yards. Luke Terry takes it in. 14-6 our score, 3:46 in the second quarter. And that got us to halftime. Talk about what this Mission Prep defense has done to keep the offense in the game, allow them to do their work to get the lead. And two, what this offense has done to do just that, get the lead.
And can we talk about Connor Lopez for a second and how he's
Yeah, no,
a rangy player on defense that's caused a couple big sacks, a couple big tackles?
Yes, let's
talk
get
a
there.
little bit about Carter Moreau, who's been extremely aggressive from the cornerback position, shutting down the screen game for Santa Ynez. So there's no short, easy passes going the way of the Pirates. You know, you talk about that sort of game. You talk about guys like Ethan Ferralis, talk about Gabe Rodriguez getting it down up front. It has not been easy sledding for the Santa Ynez Pirates in this game. This is the toughest defense that they have faced all year, and it shows. There's a reason why Santa Ynez is trailing in this game, and it's not because of talent or ability. It's because they're facing a team that is strong in their own right. This is a battle between two Titans. It's what you want to see in Mountain League action. So Santa Ynez is going to come out stronger, harder, more able to deal with what they're seeing out in front of them. But the Mission Prep defense has been fantastic. You talk about the type of offenses Mission Prep's faced so far in this year between Bishop Diego, Bakersfield Christian, and Aptos. It hasn't been this up-tempo kind of wide throwing play that we've seen out of Santa Ynez. Bakersfield Christian had a little bit of that, but Mission was able to shut it down. That led them to rely on their run game, which was just good enough to get Bakersfield Christian the win in that debut game against the Royals. So this is a different offense than the Royals typically face, probably different than they're going to see against any outside of AG and St. Joe will probably be fairly similar, with AG really liking Caleb Clark out there these days. So I'd expect Santa Ynez's offense to perform a little bit better here in the second half. But the defense has been up to task each time they've taken the field outside of their own red zone. The one score that they allowed was a 4-yard drive for the Pirates. So not a lot of room to give for the Royals, allowing that one in.
Just doing some maintenance to the network as you talk. And Steven, we're gonna jump to a quick timeout here, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk Mountain League standings and the games this week, both in the Mountain League and the Ocean League. So we'll be right back. Mission Prep Football presented by California Fresh Market and driven by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo.
California Fresh Market is more than just your local grocery store. A full-service deli featuring premium boar's head meats and cheeses, handmade take-and-bake pizza, fresh salad and olive bar, gourmet cheese department perfect for any occasion, sushi rolled daily, organic and locally sourced produce, wild-caught seafood, choice Prime and Snake River Farms American Wagyu beef, artisan sourdough bread, and full-service health and wellness. California Fresh Markets, the best on the Central Coast.
Hyundai San Luis Obispo is proud to support Mission Prep football this fall at 1407 Auto Park Way in San Luis Obispo. Come check out our Hyundai Getaway Sales event. With new inventory arriving daily, you won't want to miss out on what's going on at Hyundai San Luis Obispo. And if you don't feel like coming in, we make it easy with the option to shop from home. For more information, visit HyundaiSlow.com. Mission Prep football is driven by Hyundai San Luis Obispo.
Hi, this is John Villa with Villa Automotive.
Someday,
and that's my son Tom singing. You can feel a glow when it comes to the way your car looks when you bring it to Villa Auto Body.
I will feel a glow just thinking of you.
From minor dings to major collision repair, we can give your car a like-new showroom look. We can straighten and repair any frame type using ultrasound technology. Our refinish department features paints that exceed factory specifications, and they are applied in our state-of-the-art, environmentally friendly spray booth. Plus, we work hand-in-hand with your insurance company so your claim goes smoothly.
Just the way
Love the way your car looks. Bring it to Villa Auto Body and Collision Repair and let our family take care of your family. Nicely done, son.
We take this mission prep break to tell you about our friends at Gino's Pizza on Monterey Street in San Luis Obispo. They're open daily, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Give them a call if you're hungry right now, 805-752-1333. Now, why is Gino's unique? Well, they're a classic neighborhood family pizzeria known for distinctive pizza crusts, farm-fresh products, premium quality ingredients, and friendly service. At Gino's Pizza, they believe that pizza is one of, if not the only, heartwarming, mood-soothing, create-a-party ambiance anywhere, anytime comfort foods. Get down to Gino's Pizza on Monterey Street in downtown San Luis Obispo. And tell them the Royals sent you.
Welcome back to Mission Prep Football on PSNtv. I'm Brian Stanley, and joining me for tonight's broadcast, Stephen Hodges. And we're going to go ahead and look at these Mountain League standings, and we're so kind to give them to you on the screen tonight, so you can join along in all the festivities and fun. And officially, we have coming into the league tonight, we have a 5-way tie for first place.
I mean, when it comes to league standings, I'd argue that that's an 8-way tie in a lot of ways, right? You erase the slate and start clean once you start playing teams that you know, teams that are forced scheduled upon you, rather than, hey, we're going to go play, our Lady of, Mary Star of the Sea. We're going to go play the most random team we can find. Once that all gets done and you're forced to go play your neighbor, that's where bragging rights come in. This is where the games start to really start. So, yeah, it's a big tie at the top of the conference, but I'm not sure I buy into, you lost a couple games here and there, non-conference play, because it's all restarting, all to play for.
It's all to play for. I would personally say our front-runner favorite is going to be our defending league champs, the St. Joseph Knights, coming out of Santa Maria.
Since the Mountain League has started, they have lost exactly one game. That's not one game last year. That's not they lose a game every year. No, they've lost one game since Mountain League was started, and that was 2017, I think, the first year. 2016. It's been a while.
It's been a while. So looking at this, who do you think probably if you were to pick the top 4 teams to finish in league in no particular order? Because that's a big jump to say, hey, I want you to put these 4 in order.
Yeah, divide in half. Who are the teams that you like, right?
Yeah.
So obviously you just said St. Joe, defending champs. They look good through non-league play. They're going to be a team to keep an eye on. The Royals looking pretty good through non-league play as well. They in fact improved in a lot of ways from last year, beating both Bishop Diego and Aptos, teams that last year Aptos beat them, and the other team that they played was McLean last year. Didn't do great there. They played Bakersfield Christian better. Mission's looking in pretty good shape. From there, I'd probably say Arroyo Grande, a championship contender. They've got some fantastic players out there that are really going to turn some heads. Caleb Clark's now a sophomore, but looking like an upperclassman, playing wide receiver for them. I believe Junior Harley's their running back. He's been doing really well as well. Santa Ynez, I'd say, is one of the contenders, but that's going to depend on the outcome of this game. Really you're looking for dark horse league favorites. It's going to be decided in this game. Whoever comes out of that's probably going to be the next team up. As far as St. Joe versus everyone else, well, whoever comes out of here, probably that next team up. And then going down the list, Paso's not doing so hot. Napomo, not so hot. Rigetti, better than last year, but, it's a tough one. But definitely, I think you look at the top teams in league right now, St. Joe, Arroyo Grande, Santa Ynez, Mission Prep. Lompoc is a strong team, but I'm not sure they're the beast that they've been in the past. I think this year is going to be a little bit of a step down as Kevin Ross graduated. 4-year starter for the varsity there at quarterback. And as, they enter in a new era, there's going to be a little turbulence on the way up. So if I had to divide that line, that's how I do. Top half, Mission Prep, Santa Ynez, Arroyo Grande, St. Joe. And then in order probably after that, Lompoc, Rigetti, Napomo, Paso Robles, if I had to predict league standings.
See, I got Paso Robles possibly in a dark horse. They always come up big when they get into league. League just changes Paso Robles and the mentality up there. I know they got a fresh coach, and they're doing some new things, but I just don't want to count.
Well, you can't count any
Paso Robles
right?
out as being like that 5-4, maybe even sneaking up to a 3 in this process, because I call them my dark horse. And we still got a few minutes as teams are warming up. We're waiting for Mission Prep to get back on the field. And here comes the coaching staff, head coach David Schuster walking out back onto the field. Tonight is one of 2 games in the Central Coast Athletic Association. The Mountain League, we have this game. Your Mission Prep Royals hosting the Pirates. Our score here is 14-6. And then down in Lompoc, we have San Luis Obispo competing against the Cabrillo Conquistadors. But tomorrow night in the Mountain League, we have Arroyo Grande at Lompoc, St. Joseph at Napomo, and Rigetti at Paso Robles. And in the Ocean League for Friday night action, Santa Maria at Atascadero, Pioneer Valley at Morro Bay. And in non-league action, West out of Bakersfield comes over to play Templeton.
Yeah, West Bakersfield at Templeton is an interesting one as everyone else is entering league action. Of course, Templeton's a weird duck in themselves. They played a game in Idaho earlier this year, playing Sugar Salem, which was one of the state champions out there. So far, Templeton undefeated in Californian play, but they dropped that game to Sugar Salem 28-0 to start the year. Templeton going to be one of the better teams out of the Ocean League. I still think Atascadero is going to take the Ocean League championship. There's a little bit more bleed between the leagues. If you're not familiar with how league is structured in the Central Coast Athletic Association, there's 2 leagues. There's the Mountain and the Ocean. Every so often they take a look, put the teams that they expect to do better in the Mountain League, expect the teams that they expect to kind of struggle a little bit, not necessarily worse, as these are community-level schools. There's always fluctuation in talent level, and they put them in the Ocean League so that they have a more competitive chance at league. Santa Ynez is a team that's familiar with that. They played in the Los Padres League for a long time. That league was, oh boy, I got to pull out the encyclopedia in my brain because it's Lompoc, St. Joe were 2 of the main members, Templeton another member. I'm trying to remember who the last member of the Los Padres League was back then. It's just not, Cabrillo. And Santa Ynez frequently ended up in 3rd place in that league. They'd go 8-2 through their league season, but because their 2 losses would be to St. Joe and Lompoc, they'd be stuck back when league victories mattered for playoffs, unable to find a place come dancing time. So that's all changed. Competitive equity in the Central section now means you can go to the playoffs no matter what, but people still want to win league titles. So it's a competitively equitable setup. Teams are going to play against other teams that they have a better chance to beat rather than teams that you just have a long history of playing against, such as Santa Ynez and Lompoc, which for a long time was a real sticker in the burr of, or sticker in the side of Coach Josh McClurg here on the sidelines, as he'd have some fantastic teams, but Lompoc was fielding guys like Toa, who was an NFL hopeful, played fantastic at University of Nevada. Napoleon Kaufman back in the day. Los Padres League was a really weird setup, and Santa Ynez struggled a lot through it. Personally, I like this system. I just make it a 3-tiered system. So you'd have 3 teams, or 3 leagues with 5 teams each. I think you get more accurate competitive equity, and you'd also have more chances for teams to go find other teams that they think they match up well against. Now, teams that have struggles scheduling don't like that idea as much. Teams that have no problem scheduling, enjoy going out, enjoy those road trips, they are more in favor of it. But as it stands right now, 15 teams, 8 in the mountain, 7 in the ocean. Top teams are in the mountain, and that's the prize you want to win. It's only been held by the St. Joe Knights so far.
And we start the third quarter here at Mustang Memorial Field inside Alex G. Spanos Stadium. Royals kicked off to start this contest, receiving to open the second half. And this kickoff is going to be sent away by Blake Smith. And Smith boots this one away. And returning this one right up the middle for the Royals is going to be Jaden Nozil. Nozil with a good return out to the 31-yard line. And Mission Prep will start with the ball for the first time in the second half.
Mission Prep ran the ball extremely well in the first half. Only stalled out a couple times. The main issue has been snaps and miscues when moving the ball. There's been some high snaps that led to a good goal line opportunity for the Santa Ynez Pirates. There's been some off-target throws here and there, but when the run game has been working, it has been paying off in spades for the Royals, who've looked fantastic on the ground.
Thomas Glenn in the shotgun, hands off to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan bounces off of one defender, bounces off 2, spins into the third, who pulls him into the turf. And that is going to be a 3-yard gain for the senior captain.
Jude Neary coming in to finish the job. And that swarm tackling is one of the things that every high school coach loves to see. You want to see a bunch of guys getting to the ball, finishing on the play. That's what it was. Drew Harrigan's not a type of running back that one guy's going to take him down. The Pirate defense playing well as a team, swarming to the ball, forcing the takedown. And I think Neary was probably the 4th or 5th guy to actually make contact with Drew Harrigan, but he's the one that got the tackle.
Harrigan in the backfield with Glenn. Harrigan takes the handoff right up the middle, immediately stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And Gottschall on the stop at the line of scrimmage, a short gain. Make that 3 yards. That brings up a 3rd down and 4 for Mission Prep.
Well, Ryder McClurg getting involved there too at the linebacker position, plugging that hole so that Gottschall could come in and finish the job. Ryder McClurg, one of the captains of the Santa Ynez Pirates team, and you can see why when he's on the field. Very verbal with his teammates, being very communicative of what's going on.
Glenn working from the shotgun. Looks to throw down the line. Pass complete to Chase Untall. And Untall pulled to the turf. And in on the tackle for the Pirates is going to be Emmanuel Sanchez, who also acts as the punter. And here comes the Mission Prep punt unit on 4th down.
Good job by Santa Ynez there making the tackle. They were going to the perimeter because Santa Ynez is so close to the line of scrimmage there. They had one safety deep. Everyone else was within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. One tackle misses, and they move the chains. So very good job executing on a risky situation for the Pirates.
This punt is off. Vogel calls for the fair catch. And Thomas Glenn boots it away. Caught at the 38-yard line, and some are asking for a flag on contact. Inadvertent contact on the catch.
Is inadvertent. He moved forward at the last second. And I got to say, if they're that vigilant about seeing the penalty, there's a referee shortage. I'm glad that they're volunteering themselves for this. There was contact, however, is a last-second movement that led to it, and that's something that they permit. You've got a 1-yard barrier. If you move outside that 1 yard, your fair catch protections are there, but they're not as strict as they are if he had stood still.
Split receivers to each side, sending a man in motion. Casey now trips to his left. Pritchard looking to throw, fires a cannon. Pass nearly intercepted by Nozil. Intended target, Vince Casey.
Jaden Nozil, the Nazgul of the defense. He flies around like on a dragon and is able to make big plays happen like that. There, a big vertical play to knock the ball out of the air. Jaden Nozil is a fantastic rangy defender at that free safety position, and you'll see him show up in places he has no business being, like that defense right there.
2nd and 10 for the Pirates from the 38-yard line. A jump at the line of scrimmage. This one's going to be against the offense. It's going to create a 2nd and 15, pushing the Pirates back to the 33-yard line.
It's an interesting false start because the left side of the line jumped, but the right side stood still. There may have been a miscommunication about what the cadence was in the huddle because the center and right side of the line seemed to be on the same page, but the left side was not.
Working from the shotgun, split receivers for Pritchard. DeForest in the backfield. Pass down the line. That pass completed to the receiver, Dalton Beard.
Dalton Beard showing how big the target is on his chest there. That one down near the ground, and he was still able to make the pass complete, dropping down and getting his hands underneath the ball. That's actually one of the tougher things for a wide receiver to do. They always talk about making that target with your hands and moving around your chest, but when it flips upside down, it's where a lot of receivers struggle, putting the pinkies together rather than the pointer fingers and the thumbs. Dalton Beard got his hands underneath that ball, pulled it in for a completion. Wasn't the biggest completion, but is impressive nonetheless.
3rd and 11. Pirates working from the shotgun. Trips to the left. And a flag out of the backfield. And Pirates collect a delay of game.
And the back judge throwing that delay of game. There's no clocks on high school play surfaces, so you might wonder, how does the quarterback know when the delay of game's coming? The back judge will put his hand up indicating that there's 5 seconds left. If the quarterback doesn't notice that, it can mean real trouble because they're not going to be merciful when that hand comes back down. It's immediately grabbing a flag.
3rd and 16, working from the shotgun, trips to his left. Quickly looking for a target on the left. Going to keep it himself and pulled to the turf as the flag comes out on the play. Xavier Wiseman making the tackle.
Interesting placement for the flag. This could be an illegal block or a flag on the tackle, but they're going to wave it off. So we won't get answers on what was seen there. Instead, it'll bring up 4th down and the punt unit.
8:32 on the clock as the punt unit comes out. The clock should be getting ready to roll again.
New returner back there. Looks like
it's going to be Jaden Nozil back to return.
Yeah.
This one. That's a high punt. Somebody call grenade. That one bounces back in favor of the Royals into Pirates territory, collected by Toby Stevens before the damage got worse. And that was we're going to say that was a 10-yard punt.
I think the drop was mistimed there, and that led the punt to hitting a different part of the foot and a different angle than the punter wanted to see there. And that led to an even worse spin in the air, which led to go backwards. You often wonder, all right, how do you end up with the punt going the direction you want? And a lot of it comes down to the grip and timing of how the ball is released for the punter. There, I think it hit a little bit high and early, causing it to spin backwards.
Officially an 11-yard punt. Working hands off to the fullback. And Joseph Clipperton pushing forward.
They've seen a handful of different running backs in the game so far. I don't think we've seen Clipperton. That was not Clipperton. That's Gabe Rodriguez.
I mistaked my 6 for a 5, and you're right. That's senior captain Gabe Rodriguez.
A big boy getting the carry. That's the dream of every old lineman of, hey, you block hard enough, then you turn to the coach in the film room and say, it'd be nice to get some actual stats on there. There, Gabe Rodriguez line up at fullback and getting the carry.
Rodriguez gets the block. Harrigan out to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down. And he stopped, so that brings up 3rd down and 7 for Mission Prep. They're in Pirates territory here in the 3rd quarter. 7:25 on the clock. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. Mountain League action. Royals lead 14-6 over the Pirates.
Yeah, it looked like Emmanuel Sanchez for the Pirates winning the battle there and causing the bounce out attempt by Drew Harrigan. Not a lot of room to run after that.
Glenn rolling out of the pocket, fires down the hash mark, completed to Connor Lopez. And Connor Lopez trying to get to the end zone, but is quickly pulled to the turf at the 2-yard line, neglecting the attempt at the goal line. 1st and goal for the Royals.
Connor Lopez showing off what he's capable of. He gets a lot of praise for his defensive play. He's the leading tackler on the defense. Has that sack earlier in the game, and he deserves all of that praise. But when he gets the ball in his hands, he's still a playmaker on the offensive side. He's showing what an athlete he can be on both sides of the ball tonight.
Offense speeds up. Hand off to Rodriguez. The ball comes loose, but the whistles were called, and a flag comes out before the play is officially underway. And we had a special visitor in the booth temporarily. Karen Bowden stopping by to say hi.
Encroachment on the defense is going to be called here. It's so hard in high school because you jump a little bit and that's all it takes. And that's going to move them to 1 yard closer. And if in the case of something like a fullback dive or a quarterback sneak, that 1 yard makes all of the difference. So costly penalty for the Santa Ynez Pirates there.
1st and goal from the 1, handoff to Rodriguez. Rodriguez pushes forward, and that is a touchdown for the fullback, Gabe Rodriguez. The big lineman substituted in, getting the touchdown. High five for the big man.
Big man touchdown. There's nothing that will get me more excited than an O-lineman getting a chance to get the ball in his hands and get into the end zone. D-lineman doesn't matter. Big boys deserve love too. Gabe Rodriguez into the end zone. What a finish for the fullback. O-lineman gets a chance to get the ball in his hands. I say do it more. This should be the #1 play call when you get to the goal line. I love it. And there's going to be a flag on the play, the extra point. I think it's an illegal substitution against Mission Prep. And I think it's not sure what caused this. He was looking at the lineup and moving some people around, and I don't know, maybe too many people broke the huddle there.
And Mission Prep pushed back on the penalty, 5-yard pushback. So the extra point from the 8-yard line. Well, Vinny Orlando in on the hold. Cash Trevisan in for the extra point. And this one is blocked by the Pirates, and sneaking in is Bryson Webley. And that is, our score is now 20-8. Mission Prep, or 20-6. Mission Prep leads in this Mountain League opener.
And we'll see, that could be an important extra point come down the line because Santa Ynez missed their first extra point. That would lead to a weird situation. Should it end up in a tie game where they need to go for 2, but we'll see. We'll see if that ends up coming into play.
That's another trip to the pay dirt for Mission Prep. And as always, that Mission Prep touchdown is presented by KD Capital Mortgage Corporation. Committed to helping you find the right mortgage product for your needs. Visit them at kdcap.com PSNtv.com to learn more. And this kickoff presented by Sunset Honda. Go check out Sunset Honda for their 0% APR. Presented by Sonny. Maybe you'll see Sonny over there. Did you see Sonny over there when you bought your car? Was he off that day?
I don't think I bought from Sunset Honda.
Oh, come on, man. Play along.
Sure, yeah. I saw Sonny. Sure, whatever the answer is, man.
Here's the kickoff. Oh, that one sails through his fingers. DeForest picks it up inside the 15. And there's a Royal to pull him to the turf, and he's not happy. And making that tackle is Ronnie Kardashian. That's 22 on 22 crime right there.
Maybe I should have bought from Sunset Honda. You know, I've heard the customer service there is fantastic. Just like the service there by Ronnie Kardashian, finishing out and getting a great deal for the Royals, just like they'll give you a great deal on a car. Of course, Santa Ynez looking for a good deal right now. They're looking for that free yardage. They're looking for the easier plays. They've been struggling to get the offense in rhythm here in the second half.
The handoff out of the backfield to DeForest. And DeForest meets his match at the line. A short gain for the running back. And Santa Ynez has some work ahead of them as they've given up 20 unanswered points here to the Royals in this Mountain League opener.
And you know who made that tackle there? Gabe Rodriguez. See what getting a touchdown can do to a man? He can motivate the rest of everything around him. They're just grabbing Dallas DeForest as he ran by and pulling him down from behind. Big defensive tackle getting it done.
Split receivers for Pritchard. Working out of the shotgun, single back with him. Connor Lopez bringing the pressure, the pass out to the far side. Still on his feet is Beard, and Beard pushes his way forward for the first down. Out to the 28-yard line. Santa Ynez moving the ball here, 5:09 in the third quarter.
Beautifully delivered ball over the head of Connor Lopez. Lopez almost making that play. It's so hard to deliver a screen when there's a defender in the backfield. You can look at some of the situations that Paulie's seen where you can end up throwing an interception. You have to throw it over the top. You get a guy like Elijah Ponder that you've got to throw over a mountain on. It's tough.
Fires out to the far side to Dalton Beard. Pritchard with a completed pass. That's going to bring a second down and 4 for the Pirates. Clock running as we approach 4:30 in the third quarter.
The good news for the Pirates right now is they've got a player like Dalton Beard. Dalton Beard's the type of guy that you know, hey, you get the ball in his vicinity, he's going to make the catch. If you get the ball in his hands, he's going to make a play. So they can keep trying to go with that engine. It's just like having Drew Harrigan for the Royals, except for Dalton Beard's out on the perimeter.
Split receivers, hands off to DeForest. Dallas DeForest meets the scrum of Royals. And that's going to be a short gain for DeForest, bringing up third down for Santa Ynez. And Mission Prep Football is presented by California Fresh Market, offering the ultimate variety of USDA prime and premium beef. Their meat and seafood department selection is unmatched. California Fresh Market, a proud sponsor of Mission Prep Football.
Surprised to see the pace that Santa Ynez is going with right now with the offense. If I were them, I'd be trying to pick this up. Even though it's so early in the second half, the more plays that get thrown, the better the chances are for the Pirates.
And the third down snap met at the line of scrimmage by Champ Morrissey was the running back, Dallas DeForest. Fourth down, and the punt unit once again out for Santa Ynez.
Champ Morrissey is one of those guys that the Royals have been relying on for this fantastic defense that they're running. Averages almost 10 tackles a game, about 9.7 specifically. And he gets about 4. He has 4 tackles for loss. That's probably his 5th.
Sanchez delivers the punt. This one a better one, rolling in favor this time of the Pirates, and is chasing down the referee, who has to backpedal out of the way. And that ball comes dead inside the 15. And I think Emmanuel Sanchez, as we have a flag, if the flag is against the Royals. I was going to say, I think Sanchez ultimately makes up for the 11-yard punt with this punt, getting them down inside the 15.
Yeah, this is a much better punt and is going to completely flip the field. If it stands, there's a chance that the Pirates are going to keep this here as they're discussing right next to the flag what it needs to happen. Of course, referee had his back to us, so I couldn't see what the signal was, but looks like they're going to be tacking this onto the down ball. So the Royals might be starting deep in their own territory and even deeper than where that ball was placed. I think it's going to be a hold during the punt. So I think the punt was already away. They held during the punt, and that's going to cost them. It's going to be half the distance from the goal from where the ball was spotted.
As they spot the ball from the 17 down to inside the 9, down to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be about the 8.5, which would be half of 17. Not often that half-yard lines really get involved with referee spots, but when you've got to get that half the distance to the goal and it's an odd number, that's where you get it. And as a statistician, you get a headache because it's like, well, if he gets it to the 9-yard line, is that a full yard?
That's a tough one. That's why I quit doing stats. They never matched up. And the back with this one, short gain. And Drew Harrigan gets it out across the 10 with a little dive. Ball spotted at the 12. That's going to be 2nd and 7 for Mission Prep. Mission Prep football presented by California Fresh Market, driven by Hyundai of San Luis Obispo.
And we are seeing Mission do the inverse of what I was just talking about with the Pirates. So really taking their time. Again, it's still early, but the general theory of this game is the fewer plays get called, the odds are in the favor of the Royals. The more plays get called, the odds are in favor of the Pirates.
Hand off to the back, quickly taken down at the line is Harrigan once again. Harrigan gets to the 15. And we're now facing a 3rd down and 4 for Mission Prep.
Drew Harrigan really was the straw that stirred the drink last week against Aptos. Once he got fired up and got going towards the back half of that game, the Royals started doing better in a lot of different departments, including on defense, where he's less of a factor. So Drew Harrigan staying in this game is a good sign for the Royals as they're looking to close it out.
Tight formation at the line. Hand off to Ronnie Kardashian. He's got some room. He's got some wheel spinning. And he's got enough for the first down. And that is a Mountain Air first down. And tonight's game is proudly sponsored by the Mountain Air. It's your place for your camping, hiking, backpacking, climbing, travel, skiing, snowboarding, car racks, and outdoor venture needs. They also offer a full-service ski and snowboard repair and rental shop.
Jude Neary getting on the tackle for the Pirates there. He's been great in space in this game. The Royals haven't been testing the outsides all that often, but when they have, he's been turning up and making plays happen. There is a outside run by Ronnie Kardashian, brought down by Jude Neary, just as he wrote it up. Just a little too late, and the chains are moving.
Glenn under center. On tall in motion. Harrigan with the handoff. Pushing forward, out across the 30. That's a big first down gain for Drew Harrigan to set up a short second down. 2nd down and 4 for Mission Prep. 28 seconds on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
We were talking about stats and how much of a headache it is, and if they tracked yards after contact watching Drew Harrigan, that'd be a real headache. He gets hit early and will just drive for yard after yard. And finding where exactly that starts and ends, that doesn't sound like fun, but Drew Harrigan, he loves that contact. I bet he's having a great night tonight.
Mission Prep and the Pirates are going to the 4th quarter. We got 8 seconds on the clock, but it's going to be official. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the timeout early. At the end of 3, our score is 20-6.
After 3 quarters, your Mission Prep Royals
Located off Highway 101, just minutes from downtown San Luis Obispo, Pismo Beach, and Central Coast Wine Country. Book your next Central Coast stay at Madonna Inn. With 110 unique guest rooms, on-site restaurants, bars, bakery, shopping, hiking, biking, and day spa, Madonna Inn is your travel destination dream. Let's go Mission Prep. Let's stay at Madonna Inn.
Get a head start on your New Year's goals with Kennedy Club Fitness. Locations all over San Luis Obispo County. You've got classes, sauna, steam room, tub, and a heated pool. It's where I work out. It's Kennedy Club Fitness.
Steven, we've reached the fourth quarter. You know what that means?
What does it mean, Brian?
It means it's the Milestone Tavern fourth quarter. Tonight's fourth quarter is sponsored by Milestone Tavern, the official post-game hangout of Mission Prep Athletics. Milestone Tavern is located at 972 Foothill Boulevard in University Square, and I bet tonight it's going to be popping.
Oh, it should be a fun one tonight. You got a bunch of local people in town coming up from Santa Ynez, and that's the beauty of league play. You're playing your neighbors. You're playing the people that you work with. It's really what makes high school football special, is the fact that, you know, you're not traveling time zones away to play one another. You're going down the street.
Second down for the Royals. And tied up at the line of scrimmage is Drew Harrigan. Harrigan helped off the turf by multiple players. And we're facing a third down now for Mission Prep. Third down and 4. Very manageable third down.
Looked like a good job by, I couldn't see the linebacker, but someone grabbed him by the knee. You always see that shoestring tackle. It's not good enough against a good power running back. Getting up by that knee, though, it takes away that leg from him being able to power through. It really makes him a sitting duck, and that's why Drew Harrigan wasn't able to get any yardage there.
Glenn under center. Kardashian in motion, takes the pitch. He's trying to get outside. He's got some room outside the numbers. He's across the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. Nobody in front of him. 10, 5, touchdown, Royals. And that Ronnie Kardashian touch from the 33 looked like he was going to keep running until he hit home.
67 yards. What a run, and beautiful blocking set up in front of him. I think that's Gabe Almada setting the lead block as a pulling guard there. Opening up a huge lane for Ronnie Kardashian to run down the sideline. He's got some fast relatives. It's no surprise that he's got some speed as well, and he's making that pay dirt happen. What a run by Ronnie Kardashian, really opening up that lead for the Royals.
Cash Trevisan in for the extra point. He's 2 for 3 tonight. .26 unanswered points. Make that 27 unanswered points put up by the Mission Prep Royals, as they are in full control of this contest here in the fourth quarter, leading by 3 scores, Stephen.
What a turnabout. It looked like Santa Ynez was going to be in strong control of this game after that first score. Ever since the missed PHE, there's been some mistakes here and there throughout the game for Santa Ynez. Mission has capitalized on all of them and has been striking from distance using their running game. There hasn't been too many deep run type situations. Thomas Glenn and Gabe Rodriguez with some close scores, but outside of that, it's been long scoring runs, including that last one from Ronnie Kardashian. 67 yards. What a run by Ronnie Kardashian.
And that touchdown presented by KD Capital Mortgage. They'll help you find the right mortgage property for your needs. Visit them at kdcapmtg.com to learn more. And this kickoff coming by way of Sunset Honda. Visit Sunset Honda for sunny 0% APR on all new 23 Honda models. Hurry in before it's too late. Another boot coming by way of Cash Trevisa. He's had a very productive night. This one booted away, coming in at about the 20 before it goes out of bounds. Second time we've seen him boot one out of bounds this game.
Well, trying to use that sky kick along the boundary. There's some great returners for Santa Ynez. They don't want to give them the chance to get really involved in this game. So you do that high kick along the sidelines. It gives your kickoff cover a chance to come in and really corner them along the sideline. The game you're playing, though, is if it's going by the sideline, well, there's a chance it'll just roll out. And it's happened a couple times, but you know, it's a sacrifice that's worth making so you don't risk a big return from someone like Dallas DeForest, who's a playmaker in any situation.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. The Pirates beginning another drive here, trying to find some success. And that pass over the middle, incomplete. Nobody really near it. Somebody was attempting to be near it.
It's intended for Vince Casey. Casey was trying to run a right through the middle of the field, and he lost body position to Drew Harrigan there. Harrigan took that inside angle and didn't allow him to come back. Casey did a good job selling that he's trying to cut towards the ball, but ball was deemed incatchable by the referee. So no flag, no harm, no foul.
Trips to his right for Pritchard. Quick fire over the middle to Nicky Casey. And Casey quickly to the turf. Slow to get up. And we have an injury timeout here as Casey's going to get some help off the turf. We're going to see how long this one takes. Looks like he cramped up.
Looks just like a Charlie Horse type situation. He's already stretching and moving well. I think it's just, you know, exactly what you said. Just not comfortable. It's not fun when your muscles stop doing what you want them to do and they knot up like that. It happens quite frequently if you're really pushing yourself.
Mission Prep football leading this one 27-6. 3-touchdown lead over the Santa Ynez Pirates in this Mountain League opener. Pritchard working from the shotgun. Fires over the middle, nearly intercepted. And Drew Harrigan in on that one. Intended target was Blake Smith.
Drew Harrigan's been playing the boundary safety on this drive. It's been interesting seeing how football has evolved, and one of the ways that it's evolved is how you define the players on the field. It used to be free safety and strong safety based on the alignment of the offense. Whichever side the tight end was on, you'd say, all right, that's the strong side. Well, now it's based on where the ball is in the hash mark. So boundary safeties play closer to the bench on the narrower side of the field. That's where Drew Harrigan's lined up right now.
4th and 1. Pritchard going to keep it himself. Met at the line. He might have had enough on forward progress before that scrum stopped him. We'll wait the official call.
Looks like the stick is going to be right at the 45. And that ball is not marked by the white, so that's going to be Mission Prep football.
No gain. They're saying the ball spotted at the 44-yard line, a half-yard short of the first down marker. 1st and 10 Mission Prep with a turnover on downs.
If that looks like maybe a slice of bread laid sideways on the ground there. That's not even a full yard. That's a handful of inches. So Mission Prep going to be in a good situation here, getting the ball in Pirates territory with only about 10 minutes left. They like going on long drives in these situations.
First and 10 from the 44. Mission Prep with the ball, and we have a flag. False start on the offense.
Encroachment on the defense, actually. Someone got caught up front. I'm not sure if everyone was quite set yet, but someone on the Pirates clearly tried to take a jump, and that'll give them some free yardage here. Mission Prep will take that. Now inside the 40 of the Pirates. Mission Prep looking to drive and potentially put this one out of reach.
27-6 our score. We're in the 4th quarter. Mission Prep in full control. 1st and 5 fall on the penalty on the defense. The deep pass from the quarterback. intended target, not able to get his hands on it. And that was Jaden Noziel as Thomas Glenn rolls out to the right side with that deep pass.
It is the right place to put it for Thomas Glenn. Have Noziel go out and get that. We know how fast Jaden Noziel is. We know how capable he is to go get that. They're just a little bit out of his wheelhouse, but if it had been complete, it would have been in a situation where the defenders, A, couldn't catch it, and B, could not catch him being Jaden Noziel.
Him beating Jaden Noziel. Is that his new nickname, him?
He is him.
He is him. And the handoff to Drew Harrigan. And Harrigan pushes forward on that 5-yard carry. Gains just enough for that first down. Mission Prep moving the sticks on the Mountain Air first down. And 9:54 on the clock. We're in the final frame. 27-6 our score. Mission Prep driving once again, looking for pay dirt. Trying to make an impact in the Mountain League. Their biggest margin of victory this season if it holds. Tight formation at the line for Glenn. Under center, steps back, looking to throw. Pressure coming on the backside. He fires this one deep into the corner. Receiver goes up to get it. Incomplete pass. And the intended target was Jaden Noziel once again.
A little bit of a push off, but then a push back from the defensive back. Incomplete pass. That's one of those good situations. I'm glad to not see the flag thrown there. As it is back and forth down the field. I like seeing the wide receivers and defenders have to play through contact and have to cause contact. I feel football's losing a little something as the game gets more pass inclined in the rule sets, and the physicality is part of that. And part of the reason I like broadcasting Mission Prep is heavy, hard-nosed football, the way that I grew up with it.
Glenn under center. Strong formation to the right side. Pitches out to Kardashian. Kardashian gets across the 20. Nobody in front of him. 5. Touchdown, Royals. 34-yard touchdown for Ronnie Kardashian. Royals lead increases. That is 5 unanswered touchdowns put up by Mission Prep here in this contest.
Ronnie Kardashian is not just too fast there. He's too fast, as the defenders would say, as 22 blazes by him once again. Another deep run for Ronnie Kardashian, putting the Royals way out in front. Couple long runs, and I tell you what, he's looking more and more like George Kardashian and Dalton Strauss as I watch him. Some of the fastest players I've seen wear Royals jerseys that have been wide receivers. Ronnie Kardashian fits that mold great.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Mission Prep leads 34-6. A huge lead. And Ronnie Kardashian with back-to-back touchdowns on back-to-back Mission Prep possessions, tallying a total of 101 yards rushing and 2 touchdown runs.
When you have a 100-yard night, it's a big accomplishment. To do that on touchdown runs alone, phenomenal. What a night for Ronnie Kardashian, putting some ice on this game. The Royals have been doing a fantastic job on the ground all night, but he's been really putting the fireworks on afterwards. I mean, he's been putting the candles on the cake. However you want to say it, Ronnie Kardashian doing the finishing job for the Royals.
And that makes him a candidate for our Farmers Insurance agent Jennifer White Player of the Game, along with Gabe Rodriguez, Luke Terry, Thomas Glenn,
Connor Lopez.
Connor Lopez is in as well. I was going down the list. Drew Harrigan. We got a slew of Royals competing for our Player of the Game, presented by Jennifer White, insurance agent for Farmers Insurance. Stay tuned for our post-game show for that announcement. And the kickoff by Cash Trevisa, collected at the 15. The Pirates are back underway here with the ball, bringing it out across the 30. And with 9:08 on the clock here in the fourth quarter, Pirates begin another drive. And they need to get some productivity out of this and keep the punt unit off the field, Steven.
Well, the Pirates are going to be walking the plank between, do we want to keep the tempo high and make sure that we're keeping as many plays in the game as possible, or do we want to restrict the tempo, make sure we're getting the right calls in, making sure that the communication is clear and deliberate so that we have the highest quality plays. Quantity versus quality is always the game that coaches are playing, but it's being put into hyper focus here late in the game.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Pritchard takes the snap. Sophomore quarterback on his wheels. Continue to run. Short gain. Oh, not a short gain, but about a 6-yard gain. I call that short, not a first down.
It takes a lot to impress you there. As is Damian Howell with the tackle downfield. It is a good key call by Pritchard. There's a lot of coverage downfield, and his only choice was really to run it with his feet. Pritchard's not afraid to run the ball, but it's a tough call when you know you're going to be taken down by big guys like Damian Howell.
Pritchard takes a shotgun snap, fires this one out to Dalton Beard, and Beard collects the reception, and that's should move the sticks.
There it is. There's the official call. I was going to say, it seems pretty clear, but, we're at an awkward angle where normally press boxes look out on the sticks. Well, the sticks are behind a wall of white from where we're viewing. So, didn't want to call it for him yet.
Well, I think we should have had a couple measurements this game.
You always want measurement. You'd measure a 1st and 10.
I would. Just to know that it was 10 yards short. Pass out to Beard once again from Pritchard. And Pritchard trying to move this ball downfield quickly with Beard working the sidelines. Trying to keep that clock from going, but the clock continues to run as Beard was tackled inside the lines. And a timeout taken on the field. Mission Prep wants to take the timeout and talk this one over. We'll be back. Mission Prep football continues. Presented by California Fresh Market and driven by Hyundai. This is the milestone 4th quarter.
As the road you travel changes, so can your insurance needs. Talking with Farmers Insurance Agent Jennifer White can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. Call Farmers Agent Jennifer White today at 805-592-1272. That's Jennifer White at 805-592-1272.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to action. We're in the 4th quarter. Our score is wrong on our scoreboard here, Steven. On our scoreboard. I have too many. No, their scoreboard is right. Ours is wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say. Going to be a quick swing pass out here to Dallas DeForest. Hit and taken down. Ronnie Kardashian on the tackle. He's had some fantastic plays tonight. That may not be, the highlight of the highlight reel, but still a good open field tackle. Behind the line of scrimmage, I'd say, but is pretty close. Looks like no gain. It'll be 3rd and medium for the Pirates.
3rd and medium for the Pirates. As we make some adjustments to the tech side. Approaching the 7-minute mark here in the final frame. 34-6 is our score. 3rd and 5 for the Pirates. Trips to his right. Pritchard working from the shotgun, pressure coming, and the pressure gets there, and the sack on the sophomore quarterback taken to the ground by Gabe Amata.
Gabe Amata in the backfield, fighting through a block in his hands and pulling him to the ground. That's a game-changing sack right there as the Royals will be getting the ball back. And we've talked about how they like to chew clock. They like to take about 5 minutes off when they get a drive. That's how they've been operating so far this season. And with about 6:30 left, we'll call it, that'd be more than enough.
This punt is sent sailing by Sanchez. And it is down by Evan Gottschall.
The last time out, the Royals scored from 34 yards out with Ronnie Kardashian putting on the Go Jets. And right now, backed up in their own zone, they may not need that much speed, may not need that much firepower, but they know they've got it in their back pocket. They can stretch the field if they want to try and get to the end zone again. There's still plenty of time left in this game, but I expect a lot of between the tackles running here and trying to push it forward. It's going to be up to the Santa Ynez Pirates if they want to get another possession in this game to really close off those inside gaps and force the Royals into airing it out or going to the outside again.
6 minutes, 12 seconds remain. And the handoff up the middle from Glenn. And pushes forward for a 5-yard gain. And I believe that was Drew Harrigan. And Steven, I want to point out something. We are one of 2 major broadcasts on Prep Sports Network.
Yes.
The other one is our flagship broadcast, St. John Bosco, the Braves out of Bellflower.
I mean, look, just because they're in a bigger city, I'd say we're the flagship. I mean, what have they done? What have they done recently?
They are number 3 in the nation.
Okay.
And they are playing in Hawaii on Saturday.
You know, see, they're not even the best team in California right now. What can you really say?
And here's the handoff from under center. Handoff to the back. And a big block from his lineman, Gabe Amata, gets the push forward for Drew Harrigan, and that moves the sticks. And I called that handoff before it happened. I don't know why I did that. I just knew it was going to be a handoff, because why are you going to throw the ball late in the game when you have a big lead?
Well, look, you should ask Brent Brennan, head coach of San Jose State, when he had the onside kick when they're already up by, I think it was 27 at that point. You know, there's some things you just do because it feels good.
Well, yes. Yes. Throw in the towel, okay, Steven? Throw in the towel sometimes. It's okay. Pass down the line. That pass completed to Drew Souza, and that's quarterback to quarterback, or quarterback to backup quarterback, that is. Drew Souza was the starting quarterback in game 1 against the, I totally spaced on who we played in game 1.
Bakersfield Christian
Yes,
Eagles.
Bakersfield Christian Eagles that beat us up. I tried to forget the losses, Steven.
But, I mean, Drew Souza is more than just a backup quarterback. He's really a Swiss Army knife, you know, kind of the sledgehammer for the Mission Prep Royals. I've always said every tool's a hammer except for a chisel. That's a chisel. That's Drew Souza. He's the guy that can go out and do anything that's asked of him. He's done it tonight. He's blocked, caught, you name it.
Pass to Drew Harrigan. And Drew Harrigan gets taken to the turf for no gain. Back to the line of scrimmage. And the reason I bring up St. John Bosco, they're out in Hawaii this weekend, playing on Saturday. Today they went to the Pearl Harbor Museum and Memorial, and on Saturday they will be live right here on Prep Sports Network. Check out our website, prepsportsnetworks.com, for that broadcast. We'd like you to join in since we won't be on the air competing against them. Handoff. Nope, keeping it himself. Thomas Glenn up the sideline. One man to beat, pushed out of bounds. That is a huge gain from the 37, pushing across the 50. Over, I would say that's a good 50-yard gain right there.
Thomas Glenn, 10 pounds of effort in a 5-pound bag, just overflowing each time he calls his own number, pushing the ball forward. He's been fantastic in this game. He's been airing it out, and, you know, you can say what you will about his passing stats, but there's no doubt that this guy is going to give his all every chance he gets, and he's been fantastic. Look at that big run late in the game to move the chains.
That is officially a 42-yard pickup. I did the math. Almost 50 yards. Thomas Glenn with a big carry, handing off to his back this time. Drew Harrigan. And Drew Harrigan leaning forward for a couple yards as we got 3 minutes to go in this contest. 180 on the clock, 180 seconds decides the winner. Though I think the winner has been decided.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the situation in the game, it seems to be pretty slanted towards Mission Prep. And right now, they're just trying to keep control and, you know, finish this game on another highlight. This has been already a fantastic season for the Royals in pre-league season, beating Bishop Diego, a longtime rival.
Handoff once again to the back. Gets inside the 15 this time. As we approach the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter, this Mountain League matchup, we'll see the first win handed out in Mountain League action. And at this point, I think it's safe to say that it is the Royals picking up the win. I can't jinx anybody in this one.
Well, you look at what winning Mountain League means. I mean, sure, league titles have been watered down a little bit since it's not required to make the playoffs anymore, but it'd be such a feather in the cap to this team that's worked so hard.
The pitch out to Drew Harrigan. Harrigan spinning, turning the wheels, and the Drew train in for the score.
Close. Have they signaled?
They haven't signaled, but they got a signal. They haven't signaled it, though. I never saw a signal.
Now they're moving it back to the PAT line. That's a touchdown for the Royals. The unbridled freight train into the end zone again, taking half the pirate ship with them. Drew Harrigan in for the touchdown.
13-yard score for Drew Harrigan. He's on the board. His first score of the night. Cash Trevisan in for the extra point. Up and good. Our score, 41-6. And that is 6 unanswered touchdowns put up by Mission Prep. Not a good outing for Josh McClurg and the Pirates in this league opener.
Certainly not ideal. You look at the schedule so far. This has been, unfortunately, a little bit in line with what the defense has done throughout this year. 35 points against Morro Bay allowed, 27 against Santa Maria. This is going to be the Mountain League. The offenses are going to be ratcheted up a little bit. This is a good sign for the Royals, though. This is the most points they've scored all year, and it's coming in league action in a league that, as we said before, is designed to be tough. So having their highest scoring game come in the league opener, that's a sign of promise for these Royals that have struggled to get on the scoreboard. But, you know, they designed a tough schedule by design. They went against Aptos, who was a team that beat them pretty well last year. They went against Bakersfield, another team that beat them last year. They went out and found even harder competition instead of playing McLean again in Bishop Diego. Bishop Diego is a team that's laden with D1 talent. And so they did not give themselves an easy path. It's showing that it's paid dividends come league. They're prepared for this Mountain League, unlike any other team outside of maybe St. Joe, who's had a similarly tough schedule.
And that Mission Prep touchdown presented by KD Capital Mortgage. Check them out online, kdcapmtg.com. And this kickoff presented by Sunset Honda. Visit them for Sunset Honda 0% APR financing on all new 23 Honda models. And the return quickly brought down with a big hit. And Vogel with the return, not able to get much yardage upfield as he cuts crossfield. 141, and they got the running clock going here.
Joseph Clipperton with a beautiful wrap-up and tackle, and I believe it is time for a running clock. I think it's at 35 in the second half, and we're past that point.
I thought it was 40, but we'll go with 35. It's okay. I think this game, we're not going to score 5 touchdowns to tie this up in a minute and a half.
Santa Ynez's coaches have already headed to the sideline. I think it's fine.
And that one's over the head. Royals chasing it down. And is Xavier Wiseman with his radar on that ball as that ball is touched down inside the 5 on the fumble. Pirates recover. And the clock continues to run.
And it is Emmanuel Sanchez in at quarterback right now, so he's going to be taking up the final snaps here. And right now I think they're just going to be looking to avoid a safety in this situation. Might be getting in under center and pushing forward.
Still in the shotgun spread offense.
Griffin Bruner, they're running back with him.
And that's going to be a safety. If they spot him at the 1, they're going to give him the 1. Let this one go to the books as
Ethan Ferralis, I think, is going to be the one that's going to get credited for this safety, but they
gonna
might spot it out.
They're going to spot it at the 1.
All right.
Which I think at this point is a fair spot.
And that's going to be it. They're going to line it up.
And that ends the game. Our final score here from Mustang Memorial Field inside Alex G. Spanos Stadium is Mission Prep 41. Royals win as they hand the Pirates their first league loss, 41-6. What a great game for the Royals. Coming up in just moments is our halftime report, our post-game report. And we're going to break it down. We're going to give you our player of the game. You're not going to want to miss that one because odds are it's somebody new. Stay tuned. Post-game show coming right up. I'm Brian Stanley. Joining me tonight, Stephen Hodges, Thomas Bowden. Mission Prep post-game show right around the corner. Our final score from Alex G. Spanos Stadium. Royals of Mission Prep 41. Pirates of Santa Ynez 6.
The team at CB Chevrolet would like to welcome you to the dealership in San Luis Obispo, where we're confident you'll find the vehicles you're looking for at a price you can afford. Come and check out our full selection of new Chevrolet vehicles or get a great deal on a reliable pre-owned model. No matter which vehicle you decide on, our professional finance team will help you get settled with a competitive financing or lease plan at CB Chevrolet in San Luis Obispo.
As the road you travel changes, so can your insurance needs. Talking with Farmers Insurance Agent Jennifer White can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. Call Farmers Agent Jennifer White today at 805-592-1272. That's Jennifer White at 805-592-1272.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Located off Highway 101, just minutes from downtown San Luis Obispo, Pismo Beach, and Central Coast Wine Country, book your next Central Coast stay at Madonna Inn. With 110 unique guest rooms, on-site restaurants, bars, bakery, shopping, hiking, biking, and day spa, Madonna Inn is your travel destination dream. Let's go Mission Prep. Let's stay at Madonna Inn.
Do you want to eat where the Royals eat? Well, just because the game finishes doesn't mean there's no fifth quarter spot. And for us, it's Milestone Tavern, proud sponsor of Mission Prep High School football, located right off of Foothill with all the TVs, all the fresh drinks, and fantastic food specials every single night. Milestone Tavern is open every day and the favorite spot for our Mission Prep Royals. Milestone Tavern, go check them out.
Mission Prep celebrating in front of their fans as we have a final score here at Mustang Memorial Field inside Alex G. Spanos Stadium. Our score 41-6. Mission Prep captures Mountain League win in the Mountain League opener, improving to 1-0 in Mountain League, 3-1 overall. The Santa Ynez Pirates fall to 2-2, 0-1 in the Mountain League. Our scoring goes like this: 2-1 in the first quarter. Dallas DeForest punches it in for a 6-yard run. The extra point no good. Santa Ynez up 6-0. And then Mission Prep scored and took control from there early in the second quarter. Thomas Glenn keeping it on a keeper. 10:30 in the second quarter, 7-6 our score. And then Luke Terry wanted some action, scoring on a 43-yard reverse touchdown. 3:46 in the second quarter, 14-6 our score. And then our favorite moment of the game, my favorite moment of the game, Steven's favorite moment of the game, Gabe Rodriguez, the lineman lining up at fullback, punches it in from 1 yard out, walking in like he was untouched. The extra point no good. 20-6 is our score, as that extra point was blocked by the Pirates. And then Ronnie Kardashian showed up in the fourth quarter, showing why he is the best Kardashian on the Central Coast right now. Punching it at 11:01 in the fourth quarter from 67 yards out. Our score 27-6, with the extra point being good. And then later in the fourth quarter, just about 2 minutes later, 9:13 on the clock, Kardashian from 34 yards out on the next possession. 34-6 our score, extra point good. And then Drew Harrigan could not be denied tonight. 13-yard carry with 1:48 remaining. Our final score, 41-6. Steven, first, let's break down this scoring and how well the Royals did to take control of this ball game in that second quarter.
Well, the Royals blocking up front was fantastic through the night, and that's really what opened up those wide lanes. When you're dealing with a team that knows you're going to run it, they're going to do what's called filling the box. They're going to take all their players and put them between the tackles on your offense within 7 yards. They're going to pack as many people up to the line as possible. If your O-line does their job successfully, not only does that mean they block the people in front of them, but also the people directly behind them when they're in tight like that. That opened up huge lanes and allowed for a lot of different scores to do their job. The Royals were able to do that consistently through the night, and that's what you saw. Not only did they score with the running game, but it was from far out, long distances away, because the defense didn't have the head start to then go catch the running backs like Ronnie Kardashian, who scored from quite a ways out a couple times. So the offensive line is really what's making it happen. But that scoring, I mean, you look at the skill in the backfield, their ability to get away, fantastic.
Well, Steven, our score tonight, 41-6, sets the standard going forward in the Mountain League this season. If you're going to put up points, you got to do it the Mission Prep way and put them up big. And 41 points, 6 scores.
I wouldn't wake a sleeping dragon with that one. Carter Vargas had 6 touchdowns in a game already this year for St. Joe. Well, I wouldn't throw that gauntlet down.
Okay, well, I just did.
All right.
Thanks for calling somebody's name out. We really appreciate that one. Anyways.
Week 11, guys.
Week
Could
11.
be a championship match. Keep an eye out. A long road to go.
It's time for our player of the game presented by Farmers Insurance agent Jennifer White. Steven, the tallies are in. The votes have been counted by Thomas. Who do we got?
I think we got Ronnie Kardashian, over 100 yards on the ground in his touchdown scores alone. Very easily could have gone to a number of people, including Connor Lopez, who put fantastic pressure on, blitzing from that middle linebacker position, got a sack from there. Long reception down the sideline that actually led to the touchdown for another person I consider, Gabe Rodriguez, who scored out of that fullback position. But Ronnie Kardashian just did such a good job icing the game and showing that no one's keeping up with this Kardashian. He's our player of the game.
And coming up next for the Pirates, they return home next Friday night to host the Rigetti Warriors in Mountain League action, looking for their first league win as they fall to 0-1. And the Napomo Titans come to town here at Alex G. Spanos Stadium, Mustang Memorial Field, to play the Mission Prep Royals, as the Royals are now 3-1. 1-0 in the Mountain League. And we got 3 games on tap for you tomorrow night in the Mountain League. Get out there and check them out. Arroyo Grande travels to Lompoc. St. Joseph travels up the 101 to Napomo. And Rigetti heads over Cuesta Grade to Paso Robles.
I mean, everyone's going on the 101. If I had a game to watch this weekend, I'm not going to make the hour drive, unfortunately, but Arroyo Grande at Lompoc always delivers. Always a fantastic game, a game that they made sure that they scheduled, even when Lompoc was still in the southern section and AG moved to the central section. That's one that they kept going because it's such a good game for the players involved, and it's just culture between the two teams. 2 fantastic teams. I keep an eye on that AG Lompoc game in the Mountain League. It's my game of the week if I had to pick one.
And Steven, I know you're tracking the score. What is the score of the San Luis Obispo game tonight?
Last I checked, San Luis Obispo was up 14 on Cabrillo. I can pull that back up pretty quickly here. Give me just a second.
While you pull that up, I'll go over the rest of the games. We'll go over the games in the Ocean
Slow
League
was at
tomorrow.
Houck Stadium tonight, so they had to make that long drive we were just talking about.
Rest of the games on the Central Coast tomorrow night in the Ocean League. Santa Maria travels to Atascadero. Pioneer Valley heads up Highway 1 to Morro Bay. And traveling across the 58 to Templeton is West Bakersfield in a non-league action.
San Luis Obispo High School 42, Cabrillo High School 21. They're late in the fourth quarter. Thank you, David Gomes, for reporting the Tiger scores on Max Preps.
Coming up this next Wednesday, another coaches show with head coach David Schuster and myself. And then next Friday here from Mustang Memorial Field inside Alex G. Spanos Stadium, your Mission Prep Royals host the Napomo Titans in Mountain League action.
By the way, shout out to Cole Tanner there in the chat. Saw you, College of Idaho doing it against Cal Poly's opponent on Saturday, Lincoln University. Hoping to see you in that stat box here pretty soon, Cole. Thanks for hanging out.
For Stephen Hodges, Thomas Bowden, I'm Brian Stanley, and I leave you one thought. Just remember, they're 4-year accredited.